Coast Guard Agency at 05:05 on Monday the 27th of May 2024. The general synopsis at midnight. Low Hebrides 1005, expected Bailey 1003 by midnight tonight. Low Rockall 1005, losing its identity. The area forecast for the next 24 hours. Viking, North Utsira, South Utsira. Easterly or southeasterly, veering southerly 3 to 5. Thundery showers, fog patches, then fair later. Moderate or good, occasionally very poor. Forties, Cromarty 4. South or southeast, veering southwest later 3 to 5. Showers, fog patches first. Good, occasionally very poor at first. Time, Dogger. Southwest 3 to 5. Showers in time, fair in Dogger. Good, occasionally moderate. Fisher, German Bight. South-right, going southwest for a time, 3 to 5. Thundery showers and fog patches at first in Fisher, otherwise fair. Good to very poor at first in Fisher. Humber, Thames. Southwest 3 to 5. Showers, good. Dover, white. Portland, good. Southwest 4 to 6. Showers, then rain or drizzle later. Moderate or good, occasionally very poor later. Biscay. Westerly or northwesterly, in southwesterly 3 to 5. Occasionally 6 in far north. Mainly fair, and rain or drizzle in far north. Good, occasionally poor later in far north. South Fitzroy. Westerly or northwesterly 3 or 4, but northerly 5 or 6 in east. Fair, good. North Fitzroy, sunny. Westerly or southwesterly 4 to 6. Occasional rain or drizzle. Moderate or good, occasionally poor. Limby, Fastnet, Irish Sea. Westback and south or southwest 3 to 5, occasionally 6 at first in Irish Sea, and later elsewhere. Showers, occasional rain or drizzle later. Moderate or good, occasionally poor later. Shannon, west or southwest 4 to 6. Occasional rain or drizzle. Moderate or good, occasionally poor. Rockall, Malin, Hebrides, Bailey. Cyclonic 3 to 5, occasionally 6 later in Rockall and Malin. Occasional rain or showers. Good, occasionally poor. Easterly or northeasterly 2 to 4, occasional drizzle, fog patches, moderate or good, occasionally very poor. And the weather reports on the coastal stations for 400. Time automatic, south by east 2, slight rain, 4 miles, 1006, falling slowly. Stormy, southeast 3, 13 miles, 1005, now rising. Mist. 5 miles, 1011, falling slowly. Northeast by north 1, mist. 400 meters, 1007, falling slowly. Southwest 2, 1009, rising slowly. So detail out west automatic. Southwest 5 miles, 1015. Branch out west automatic. 5 miles, 1015. Chasing, southwest by west 3. Recent rain, 14 miles, 1017, falling slowly. Zip automatic. West by south 3. 11 miles, 1015, falling slowly. 14 miles, 1017, 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 11 miles, 1015, falling slowly. 14 miles, Temperatures around 14 to 17 degrees Celsius, a bit below average for the time of year, but when the sunshine comes out, it shouldn't feel too bad. For Northern Ireland, we've got some rain to start off with this morning. That should clear pretty quickly. Then the afternoon, brightening up, sunny spells and a few showers here. Temperatures 15 to 17 degrees Celsius. In Scotland, we start off with outbreaks of rain across the west, the brightest weather in the east, but that rain band is going to be pushing its way into eastern Scotland through this afternoon. Could turn heavy and thundery here for a time, with brighter and drier weather flowing into western Scotland late in the day. Temperatures around 14 to 18 degrees, feeling pleasant in any sunshine. That's the latest on.
Thanks, Chris. Time to look at the papers now, and for a second day, many front pages focus on Rishi Sunak's plan to bring back compulsory national service for 18-year-olds. The former head of the Royal Navy, Admiral Lord West, tells The Guardian the proposal is bonkers, adding that it would deplete the defence budget at a time when it needs investment. The Defence Secretary Grant Shapps is quoted in The Express saying the scheme would toughen up Britain's youth and boost the UK's resilience. The Daily Telegraph reports that children in the royal family will also be expected to participate. The Times leads on a pledge from Sir Keir Starmer that Labour will review all the threats facing Britain within 100 days if his party wins the general election. The paper says that this would cover the likes of extremism and the dangers posed by hostile states such as Russia and Iran. The Conservative Party source is quoted saying Labour are crossing their fingers and hoping Britain is safe until someone else decides what action they should take. The Daily Mail reports that the number of sick days due to mental health taken by prison and probation staff last year reached a record high. The paper carries analysis by the Labour Party, which suggests that in the year to March 2024, more than 282,000 working days were lost to illness in the prison and probation service, the equivalent of 774 years. Children who feel lonely could be prescribed activities such as fishing and needlework, according to the Telegraph. It explains that a 4-year pilot project in 9 to 13-year-olds will test how effective the approach is for improving children's mental well-being and their school attendance. The Eye newspaper reports that a pumping station in the Lake District has been continuously discharging sewage into the River Ee for 6 weeks. The whistleblower claims water bosses have ignored pollution problems at the Carking Cutmell site in Cumbria for 2 decades. The water firm United Utilities says it will spend £1.5 billion increasing capacity at the pumping station to reduce sewage spills. The Daily Express reports that the BBC show Strictly Come Dancing is struggling to sign up female contestants this year following allegations against the professional dancer Giovanni Peniche. The paper says he's taking legal action after some of his former dance partners complained about his behaviour in training sessions. Mr. Peniche denies any wrongdoing. The BBC hasn't commented on the allegations, but a show insider is quoted as saying that it has made bookings harder than ever. And more young women are experiencing what the Financial Times calls dating app fatigue and deleting the platforms from their phones. The paper says apps such as Tinder and Bumble are exploring new features and marketing to appeal to women in their early 20s. A survey by Bumble found that 70% of women using the app have experienced burnout. Now to the business news, and companies in South Devon say they're continuing to see a huge drop in trade nearly 2 weeks after a parasite was found in the water supply. The details from Monica Miller.
It's almost been 2 weeks since Southwest Water said it found traces of a parasite in South Devon. The notice telling people to boil their water, affecting 2,500 properties, remains in place. One pub landlady said bookings were down by 50%. These business owners say a lot of people have been frightened away.
It's very empty.
The water companies, usually spend all our money, but don't put any investment into it.
I'd say around like 50% have not come down for the bank holiday. It's a sunny day and it's so quiet. You know, you see a lot of people walking around, like they just don't trust coming in, just in case they might catch it, and also you can catch it from person to person.
The tourism body Visit South Devon says it is vital this half-term week is a success after a long, wet winter. Southwest Water says businesses will be offered compensation on a case-by-case basis. House prices in rural areas have increased at a faster rate than those in urban locations over the 5 years, according to the Nationwide Building Society. Property values in this category have risen by 22% up until 2023, compared with a 17% increase in urban areas. Nationwide senior economist Andrew Harvey says average house prices across both urban and rural areas declined a little overall during that time, which is a reflection of the rise in borrowing costs. A long-running strike at National Museums Liverpool will be suspended from tomorrow until the 2nd of June to allow members to vote on a new offer. Members of the Public and Commercial Services Union have taken more than 60 days of action after claiming the employer was withholding a cost of living payment. The £1,500 payment was part of the government's pay offer. For 2022 and 2023, the PCS is putting the employer's improved offer to a ballot of all members. On the currency markets, the pound is trading at $1.27.4. Against the euro, sterling is at €1.17.4. That makes a euro worth 85.1 pence.
Sport now, and there's disappointment for Andy Murray at the French Open.
Appearance at Roland Garros, he's previously said that he won't play on beyond the summer. Also on day one, Britain's Jack Draper lost in 5 sets to the world number 176, Jesper de Jong. Today's matches include the British number 1 Cameron Norrie, a potential farewell to the French Open for Rafa Nadal, and the women's world number 1 and defending champion Iga Swiatek. Southampton are heading back to the Premier League after just one season away. At Armstrong scored for the 24th time this season as they beat Leeds 1-0 in the Championship playoff final. Ross County will play in the Scottish Premiership for a 6th consecutive season. They beat Raith Rovers 4-0 and 6-1 on aggregate in their playoff final. Whilst Rangers have won the Women's Scottish Cup and a domestic cup double, beating Hearts 2-0. England women's second ODI against Pakistan at Taunton was abandoned because of rain. England do lead the 3-match series 1-0. It concludes on Wednesday. Wigan are joint top of Rugby League's Super League after beating Salford. Hull KR also thrashed London Broncos.
Finally, a glance back at some of the stories that were making news on this date in earlier years. In 2020, Boris Johnson appeared before MPs, mounting a staunch defence of Dominic Cummings. The Prime Minister's most senior aide had faced withering criticism for his trip to County Durham during the first COVID lockdown. Mr Johnson said it was time to leave the controversy behind. In 2010, a massive oil leak from an underwater well operated by BP was declared the worst ecological disaster in American history. Nearly 1 million gallons of oil poured into the Gulf of Mexico every day for several weeks. President Obama said there was a lesson to be learned from the disaster.
More than anything else, this economic and environmental tragedy underscores the urgent need for this nation to develop clean, renewable sources of energy. Doing so will not only reduce threats to our environment, it will create a new, homegrown American industry that can lead to countless new businesses and new jobs.
In 1997, 20 British women became the first all-female team to reach the North Pole. And British and Allied forces began the evacuation of Dunkirk in 1940. Operation Dynamo involved the rescue of more than 338,000 soldiers. And that brings News Briefing to an end. This is Radio 4, where it's now time for Prayer for the Day, with Aidan Spencer.
Good morning. As we look forward to a new week, choices lie ahead. Prioritising can be a real challenge. So many things seek our attention, our focus. Making us feel even more